What is up, you guys? Today we are going to be painting the Harley Davidson Sportster 883's wheels black. But we're going to be doing a little different touch to it. We're going to be painting everything black, but the only difference that we are going to be doing when blacking out these wheels is I'm going to throw up a picture of how it's going to look. But we're gonna be leaving the inside of the spokes of the mag wheels basically polished. On this side it's a little dirty, but if I gently flip it over on this side, you can kind of see, and there's a truck passing by. Really? Okay, back to what I was saying. So you can kind of see on this side, I polished them up a little more, the like spokes. I'm not sure if you would call them spokes, but like polished ends on the mag wheels. So everything else is going to be black except this spoked area. So obviously you already saw the picture how it's going to look like. We're going to be doing that to transform this whole Harley Davidson. We're going to be blacking out some of the areas. Like here, I think we're just going to go vinyl and just black out some of the areas to kind of make it look more like a newer iron 883, which because the frame is already black, the only thing that kind of makes it look outdated is obviously the bunch of chrome and silver, which looks very nice, but in my opinion, I'm not that big a fan of chrome. I love chrome, just I feel like on this bike it was overdone. Obviously you have the mirrors, air cleaner, already got a new air cleaner on the way. So obviously the exhaust would like the blackout exhaust, things like this, and like the push rod tubes is okay, but like obviously I would prefer this to be black, and also with the forks to be blacked out too. So first step is going to be the wheels though. So we're basically just going to be using Plasti Dip. The reason why we're going to be using Plasti Dip is I don't want to make this a permanent modification, just in the case that, you know, it turns out bad, or, you know, maybe it doesn't go the way I planned it to be. You know, could always peel it off with Plasti Dip and go back to how it is stock. But we got the front wheel off, and now we're just going to be taking off the back wheel. It's very easy. Obviously it's like any other motorcycle, but let's just get started with the process. So the thing that I'm doing right now is I'm just taking off the rear brake caliper, and the reason why is you can kind of see the clearance there with the sidewall of the tires. Probably not going to clear, so just going to be taking off the rear caliper. I think it's just this bolt, and it's held in there, which is not a bolt. So just going to be taking this off, removing the brake caliper. Don't want to put any tension on this line since it's not a good steel braided line or anything, it's just a rubber line. So I got to be careful with that, because I love using the rear brake to swing the tail around. So I need that rear brake. Just taking this off, and after that should be pretty easy to take off the rear wheel. Alright, so we finally got everything taped up here. Now we're just gonna start to add the first coat of Plasti Dip. So finally completed the first coat on the wheels. This one's just a light coat, gonna do about 7 coats on each wheel, and just see. So we're going from this whole setup right here, basically used painter's tape on the whole polished side of the wheels of the spokes, and just taping on the outside just to make sure you don't get any Plasti Dip on this side. But going from that over here to this being the final result, the only thing with Plasti Dip that is a little bad is you can kind of see on the edges it kind of wants to peel up and things like that. But as long as you don't tamper with it or anything like that, I mean, the finishes are pretty good. You know, one thing that you do have to do if you want to do this when you're peeling off the painter's tape, in order to reveal the polished finish, you do have to go with an X-Acto knife to help cut the Plasti Dip so it doesn't peel off with the painter's tape. But besides that, it's honestly a very easy process, and it goes from that to this whole finish setup right here. So gonna show you what they look like when both wheels are all done and on the bike. All right, so it has been a while since I have filmed this video, but at the time that I'm editing, I just realized that I didn't give you guys the final results. But this is what the whole final results with the black wheels looks like. It's a little hard to tell on this side in terms of the details, but so far I've been riding with them for, I'd say, over two and a half weeks, and they're holding up really well. I'll try to focus, or let's go on this side to show you guys more of the details. The whole Plasti Dip is holding up really well, and the whole, you know, polished area, you know, they're having no issues with peeling or anything like that, you know, because you're not really running into much issues when it comes to painting your tires, you know, besides maybe rock chips, but that's honestly really rare, just because, you know, this is the contact patch. This is where all the rocks and the surface is going to be, you know, in contact with the surface, not the actual side of the wheels. So, you know, they're holding up really well. They look phenomenal. Let's try to go to the back here. It's really hard to see just because you do have, you know, got the whole man, I'm losing my train of thought right here, but you know, the whole drivetrain wheel for the belt, you know, it's kind of hard to see, but you know, everything is still in really good condition. You know, like I said, it's been like 2.5 weeks. Plasti Dip is holding up really well. You can't really see it besides a little bit. On this side, you can kind of see it a little more, but you still have things like the brake disc and the license plate, and you know, a whole bunch of things that are in the way. So the rears aren't as visible, but they still look amazing. And obviously you have to do them if you're going to do the fronts, but the fronts are definitely the ones that look the best. But just look at that. This is just the overall final results. And if you are planning on Plasti Dipping your wheels on your Harley or motorcycle, any motorcycle in general, you know, I definitely believe it is something that you should consider, just in case if you're not ready to make a full commitment with, you know, painting your whole wheels, powder coating them or anything like that, you know, wondering if it's going to be a good decision or not with the color that you chose. I would definitely recommend using Plasti Dip, because I mean, so far it's been holding up really good, and the way it's holding up, I can see it honestly lasting 2 to 3 years, you know, if you maintain it properly. But that wraps it up for me here at Drew GTV with the Harley Sportster. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It is Drew, and I'm out. Peace.